In 1913, legendary producer-director Cecil B. DeMille rented this barn for $250 a month. And this is the place where the very first feature film was ever done, a movie called Squaw Man. In fact, it was actually a box office hit. It was made for $15,000 and it grossed $200,000 nationwide, not too bad. And in fact, DeMille played an extra in it. It's a cheap way to get his SAG voucher. The little famous Players Lasky Company went on to become the giant Paramount Studios of today, and they of course produced so many feature films they remain countless. This little studio, by the way, while DeMille was doing his project here, actually had the horses still in the barn. The Lasky DeMille barn is one of Hollywood's great legendary landmarks, something you should visit right here at the Hollywood Heritage Museum. We'll be looking at other historic landmarks. In fact, I got another one for you, so follow me and we'll take a look at it. Well, now we're on the corner of Sunset and Gower, probably the most historical site in all of Hollywood. It was right over there in 1911 that the very first studio in Hollywood, the Christy Nestor Studio, was built, and they established themselves as one of the most successful filmmaking companies for many years before they merged with Universal Studios. After that, in 1938, CBS Columbia Square was established, which you see right over there, and that had a lot of Hollywood history to it. Serving as the network's West Coast headquarters, Columbia Square attracted some of Hollywood's biggest stars to their already very popular lineup of radio shows. From the first day of its opening on April 30th, 1938, the building's inner court was lined with hundreds of eager audience members anxiously awaiting to see a live broadcast of one of their favorite shows. The CBS cavalcade of stars included comedian Jack Benny, the singing cowboy Gene Autry and his Melody Ranch show, and there was always the hysterically funny Red Skelton, as well as the multi-talented Jackie Gleason and his orchestra. Orson Welles and his Mercury Theater Players brought a taste of infamy to CBS with his War of the Worlds broadcast in 1938. Then there were the comedy duos of George Burns and Gracie Allen, and Edgar Bergen with his little wooden dummy, Charlie McCarthy. And of course there was the queen of comedy, Lucille Ball, who was already enjoying much success in the late 40s, along with co-star Richard Dinning in the hilariously funny CBS radio serial My Favorite Husband. It was Lucy's tremendous popularity with both fans and sponsors that eventually led to the TV version of the radio show, which would be called I Love Lucy. The cast would include husband Desi Arnaz, theater actress Vivian Vance, and former vaudeville star and veteran film actor William Frawley. And so it was on March 2nd, 1951, that the 35-minute pilot for I Love Lucy was filmed right here at Columbia Square, which was entitled The Very First Show. Along with the first episode, which aired in October 1951, came the addition of Lucy and Desi's lovable landlords, Fred and Ethel Mertz. The show remained in production for 6 seasons and is considered one of the greatest television classics of all time. Along with the network radio and television studios, the Columbia complex included Brittingham's Radio Center restaurant and was also home to KNX Radio, which at the time was a very popular LA music station featuring such outstanding air personalities such as teen heartthrob Dick Joy, the talented and versatile Steve Allen, and a wacky drum-playing morning host by the name of Bob Crane. Crane's enormous popularity at KNX was enough to launch him into a successful television career as Colonel Hogan on the hit series Hogan's Heroes. But Crane's showbiz success would eventually lead him down a very dark road that ultimately ended with his tragic death. In the early 1960s, some of the once luxurious radio theaters were converted into recording studios, where the likes of Barbra Streisand and Bob Dylan recorded some of their greatest hits. And as for Columbia Square, the times they were indeed a-changin'. In 2007, CBS vacated the 105,000 square foot building, leaving preservationists to wonder what exactly would become of this legendary site. Plans not only call for the restoration of Columbia Square, but the addition of a massive high-rise office tower, 400 housing units, a massive retail shopping center, and a luxurious boutique-style hotel. A little Hollywood historical for you. Hopefully you enjoyed it, give you a little background. All of us actors should kind of have that information, our roots, you know what I mean? The genesis of film and television.